My name is Deshaun Etienne. I'm from St. Martinville, Louisiana. Psychology major, going into my last semester. My Wesley origin story is it's kind of like my life began. Coming into college, I was like a very to myself kind of person. Very, I ain't gonna say lonely, but I was alone. I was always to myself and that kind of thing. But I always had like a sense of God and Jesus because I was brought up in like a Christian environment my whole life, whether it was in school or church every Sunday, those kind of things. But I never really had a real understanding of a relationship with God. It was always like that routine kind of thing, wake up, go to school, go to religion class, get off of school, football practice. We pray before practice, we pray during, we pray after and all that kind of thing. But, I just never understood the real purpose behind it. But whenever I became a part of the Wesley, that whole lone wolf kind of thing kind of faded because I was around people I felt that actually cared about what I had to say, and I was around people that were kind of goal oriented, and like the goal was always to be closer to Jesus. The goal was always to be in tune with what God had planned for us, and that intrigued me. It gave me a purpose, because in high school and all that, I was the athlete. That's all I was known for, was the athlete. What's Deshaun doing? He probably at practice or eating. I like to eat, but I don't know, Mike. My whole idea of God and Jesus and religion changed once I became part of the Wesley. Like I said, it was more about the relationship rather than the routine. The way I've grown since becoming part of the Wesley is more of, I've become less of a self-centered kind of person. I've become less of a me kind of person, and more thinking about like the goal of the group. Like come, grow, and serve. Those are the three things that the Wesley calls its members to be, or calls its members to do, and that's what I've done. Like I said, I've grown just in the sense of being less of a loner and be more willing to talk to people, be more willing to share my story. Whenever in my past, I probably wouldn't have wanted to do an interview like this or wanted to, say a little bit about myself or my story. So that's what I've grown into. I've grown into a person that's not as fast to get angry as I used to be. Not as fast to spaz out. I'm more of a calm person now. I'm more of a relaxed person. I feel like I appreciate life more now than I did in my past, because I've grown into an individual that appreciates what I have. Like I said, I was very self-centered in my past, and but like what the Wesley taught me, to grow. In order for somebody to grow, I feel like they need something around them that's gonna, vitalize them and give them the nutrition they need, and like just being a part of the Wesley, I feel like I have that relational connection that I need with people in order for me to become the kind of person that God needs me to be. The best way I can say this is, I look at Jesus as the perfect example of how an individual should go about his life. Shouldn't be judgmental. An individual shouldn't be, at the same time, an individual shouldn't be so worried about himself that he isn't, worried about what the next person is going through. like between like the parables and, you know, just the stories of Jesus that I know of, you know, I just feel like me as a person, what I need to do is just to live my life, you know, ethically. You know, treating every person I meet as a person, not as a tool, or not as, you know, what I may have been conditioned to think of them as, like based off of physical features. Get to know a person for what they are and what they can bring to the table, rather than what I expect them to bring to the table. So yeah, I would say the Wesley Foundation is the environment that I need. That's my sentence that I could sum up the Wesley with.